says right there, you're live. It says it's streaming. I don't really know what's going on with some of this stuff. Yeah, I was trying to go back over some stuff, and yeah, it's like my live feeds. It says upcoming. Like a lot of them say upcoming, waiting for me. I'm like, I'm right here. Um, I got notices in my email that says you've gone live, and it says it's live. I get the occasional person who pops on, pops off. Um, I did get 4 views on one of them, so I know they went live. So I'm not sure I understand. I don't care. I mean, it, this is not worth me worrying about right now. Because I'm trying to like make sure that I said some things that I want to say before I pass away. Is what I'm doing. Okay, like I need everybody to just understand that I don't. No one is allowed to force me to go through a bunch of different surgeries on my age, or yeah, like my whole family's dead. I mean, why would I want to stay here? People need to actually discuss these things out loud. So what I'm saying, death with dignity. I'm not saying, yeah, you gotta have like some serious wrong with you, okay, but sometimes people don't want to put their families through certain things. Sometimes people don't have themselves and others pay for a ridiculous amount of surgery and procedures, and everything else is really only going to give you, right, not even guaranteed to give you more time. Yeah, I don't need more time. Okay. Somebody really screwed up. And the creator of all things, okay, is abundantly aware of me. I mean, I trust him. So that's the other thing, is that some people will say they believe in God, and what I'm saying is, well, I trust him. And it may not make sense to anybody else, okay, but I trust him. And when I say Jesus, okay, he knows who I'm talking about, no matter which name I use. All right? I mean, a lot of this stuff has been known for a long time, especially in academics. Yeah, at least 40 years of research on certain things, tons of years of research on, Sister Maria's, possible auto writing that came from the Antichrist, supposedly. Yeah, so the people who look at mental health things, this is what I'm trying to say, is that you can't deny a spiritual aspect in a person. You can't prove or disprove a soul for the most part. And there are things that used to be considered mental illness that, like in the 4R or the 3, that are not now, like homosexuality. In this freaking century, or sorry, last century, right? During the time that some of us have been alive and moving around Earth, right? The DSM actually classified homosexuals, right, as having mental illnesses. All right. So I don't really pay much attention to the DSM, no matter what version, but some of it, mm-mm. Some of it's just regular, everyday, normal human behavior. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's wrong. People are scared of things they don't understand. And unfortunately, it's been, a bit of a situation where year over year, generation after generation, right, they want to kill what they don't understand. I do not want to kill what I don't understand. I want to understand what I don't understand. All right, I'm okay with the truth. All right, there's so much stuff on YouTube. I mean, trust me, I scoured YouTube for like 5 years. Okay, looking at different photos, looking at different evidence. Two light sources in clouds. I saw some compelling photos, but some of them were not. Maneuvered. They were presented just as they were taken. Yeah. So, I mean, I can say that some of them, yes. I mean, I checked. There was no um, any kind of obvious or even inconspicuous evidence that any of that footage had been edited or manipulated in any way. Some of it. So it was compelling. I mean, because I mean, I get it. It does look like that. Like I have been out in that period of 5 years. Okay, um I was dealing with symptoms of something else. It does have an actual real name. I mean, yes, people get sick on Earth, and yes, they do pass away. Right, but I don't have a sickness that's contagious. Okay, don't worry about that. Um, the only mental air quote illness I have is post traumatic stress disorder. Um, Unfortunately, yes, I acquired that. Right, living with a decorated war vet. Okay, we had a hard time for a while. He had to reconcile. He had to get it out. He was being disrespected by people. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, right. They got ripped off a few times. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, our own fellow Americans ain't got no problem ripping off war vets. U.S. war vets. He's a decorated war vet. No less. Okay? Mm-hmm. So what I'm getting at is, yeah, I mean, I have genius level IQ. Some say it's 120. Like, if I'm having a really bad day and somebody's tested me, like if I'm really tired or somebody's tested me and I'm in a hurry, yeah, maybe I score 120. But most of the time, yeah, it's like definitely over 140. I don't care. I don't care. Right? Like, screw you. Just take my word for it or leave me the fuck alone. Okay? I don't want to do a good test. I don't want to do any of this crap. I don't have to. People have been affecting my human rights sitting right here in the United States of America, and that is not okay. Um, we're all going to find out, right, who human law affects. We'll make sure we know this. Okay? I mean, but what I want to say is there's like a bunch of different kind of topics that I have no issue, stopping what I'm doing and someone in chat is like starts talking to me and they want to, talk about something or other, whether it's spiritual or not. It's okay. If I really need to say, okay, well, we need to do this off the live stream, okay? Because some people would rather do that. Okay, so I don't have a problem with it. Um, Remember to drink your water. I know I saw that people in another country are like, oh, we're gonna pretend like we're Americans. That cracked me up, by the way. Yeah, like other people in other countries who are on YouTube who were, yeah, pretending to be Americans. The Asians have a really good sense of humor. Yeah, I just saw one, right? Because, yeah, Americans just love to drink all this water. Well, yeah, because we know that it lubes our joints and helps with arthritis. Yeah. See, some of you have been so used to, right, running dry, okay, but it affects your health over time immensely. Okay, I know some people on planet Earth can't even get clean water. So, well, I mean, water's free. I don't, yeah. I don't care who's in charge. Okay, the Holy Lord Jesus, as mentioned in Scripture. Okay, he he knows I'm talking to him, so it doesn't matter what name I use. You people all need to see it out in public. Okay, but sometimes it's not meant to be because it's none of your business. Okay, it isn't. But I will let people know that as of September 11th, 2001, the United States did go through one huge inquiry. Two, it affected a lot of other countries other than it wasn't just an attack on America. You are incorrect. Okay, don't be telling people it's an attack on America. It was an attack on a lot of the planets. Okay, like that's world trade right there. People from every nation work there. People from like all sorts of countries live around there. And this is what I'm saying. It's like I understand some things, but it's like YouTube. If you're gonna be like telling some of us this, that, the other is okay and not okay, then it is not okay to have a bunch of people putting on there that 9/11 nobody got hurt, which is so false. It's insane. There are people still hurt from that because, especially if you think about it, New York, all that, New Jersey, New York, Boston, right? Usually, if you got a police officer in the family, there's more than one. Right, go family up or firefighters. Okay, they were. I've said this before. I'm saying it again. Like brothers, uncles, aunts, daughters, all related who were, either EMTs or first responders or, yeah, any other kind of thing. Like, families lost many members on that day. Because, yes, it is kind of like that around there. New Jersey, New York, Boston. Right. If you have law enforcement in your family, a lot of times others, this is like more than one in the family will be law enforcement or an EMT or firefighters or whatever the case may be. Same thing with some military. Okay. But that is like these are the things people short sighted putting out all this information. You need to be heard. Well, you need to know what you're talking about properly, and it is not okay. But there are videos on YouTube where people will clearly claim right out loud that no one got hurt on 9/11. Okay, there were people who there were so many eyewitnesses. New York is like packed full of people. The city is right, and people from across the way in New Jersey could see it. Right, and then there are people. There's the falling guy picture, which is just awful. I didn't want to be reminded of any of it. The new information has come to light, and so what I'm saying is that yes, there were people who on the very first tower that got hit, not long after, 5 minutes or less after the first plane hit first tower, you could quite literally see people. Okay, those aren't mannequins. Those aren't like fake people that they, tried to, trick you with. Just like you, living, breathing person, just like you, stuck in a situation where they can't go down, they can't go up, and their choice is either to be burned alive or jump. I don't think any of you would want to make that choice. I think there's some parents and some people who need to sit down, and some law enforcement and some other groups spend some time educating people It was not just an attack on the United States of America. No, it wasn't. It happened here, but it affected a large part of the planet. Okay? Yeah, that one is just unacceptable. Like some of them on YouTube, no one got hurt. These are all demons. I'm like, excuse me. Yeah, those weren't fake people being thrown out of a fake building. You can't fake that. I don't care. You can get all the illusionists who are really good at what they do all over the world to try and, yep, make that an illusion, and they would not be able to, because you can't fake reality. There were people, quite literally, within 5 minutes of the first plane hitting, had to make the decision: do I continue to burn alive, or do I jump? There were quite a few bodies falling out for that first tower for sure. That first tower for sure. Okay? People need to sit down and check themselves, and people need to sit down and talk to other people. And yeah, that all happened that day. Okay, that was not fiction at all. Okay? And there are people who quite literally, right, lost almost their whole family, because almost their whole family went and responded. They're military people, right, who were, yes, reservists, all kinds of others, yep. Some of them just volunteered because they, right. Some were former military, but some, right, some of their, like, okay, we're not doing this today. Yeah, we're all heading to New York City, right, because we got to go looking for people. And everybody who could think to do it, who had any right, were trying to do that. And that includes U.S. military. It includes like volunteers. It includes people from, all over the place, from different fire companies all over the place. Okay, you do not have a right to be online using the internet, and some of you will get ferreted out. You have no permission to put information up like it is educational, and you have zero proof. And yes, people got hurt that day. People get hurt every day, every single day on earth, every day, without fail. The extent humans will go to sometimes, yeah, is unacceptable. I don't care who you are. I don't care you in a country. It's unacceptable. Okay? So yeah, I mean, of course, I trust God. I've been trusting God this whole time. I haven't lost my divine connection yet, my divine connection either. It's, people are saying it's worse than we thought. I'm like, no, some of us aren't a part of your we. No, not we, not yes, not we. It's no. We're not a part of you, we. You don't have a right to speak for the human race. You don't have a right to speak for other Americans. You don't have a right to speak for other French people. You don't have a right to speak for Canadians. You understand? Okay? All war hurts the earth, every country. Economies, the ecologies. Okay? Right. So we all, it's too bad. Okay, because I've activated angels at this point. And you're all gonna be like, oh, I saw, no, that's not, that wasn't an angel. Okay? And you can't be good witnesses if you're known to be fucked up on some shit. You may have actually seen what you saw. You may have had a supernatural or paranormal event, and because you're known to be fucked up a lot, you can't help anybody. You can't be a witness. You can't. That is something that, yeah, paranormal investigators will check out. That's other investigators too. Even, yes, regular, regular kind of investigators will do their homework. They'll do some background. Like, yes, exactly. If you're known to be like going in and out of rehab, or you're constantly trying to score some whatever the hell you're trying to score on the street, or you're constantly going back and forth to hospitals trying to get those things, get known by investigators. You understand? So a lot of you have not zero leg to stand on. Okay, you do no good at all, even if you witness the most astounding supernatural event on earth. People got hurt on 9/11, and my deepest wish that day, I didn't know that one of my family members was on one of the planes until later on that day, when I got a phone call from U.S. Airways because I was her emergency contact. But I felt it coming, and I couldn't figure out what it was or where it was. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I really wasn't sure, but I felt something coming. Something, like, I kept getting flashes like this is 2022. So it's like I'm saying, it's like I understand where people come from that, but just to be honest, like, I kept like smelling jet fuel a lot. Yes, a couple months leading up. July, August, September, I was really paying attention to things, and it was just like I kept smelling jet fuel, and I kept, right, September, or like August came, and I know what I was doing. I was working on Open the Box and Laugh.com. So I mean, I remember everything, essentially leading up to it, because there were some events that, right, a couple of us thought were mysterious and probably supernatural, paranormal. We didn't really know what to do about it, but it was not causing harm to our knowledge, right? So we kind of just took note of it. And some of it as actually footage that we were filming. Yeah, a little bit. But it's not enough to convince anyone. But it just was the case. I wasn't the only one who thought that some of this stuff was. I kept smelling jet fuel. I get. Okay, so the people who understand this kind of terminology, yeah, Claire, uh, olfactory, right? I can smell spiritual that way. Yeah, I know too, because I've learned how to zero out, and I've learned how to walk in different rooms. I've learned how to smell my clothes and, like, yeah, check the environment to make sure. And but when it keeps repeating at times where there's just no one else smells us either, I don't have seizures either. Okay, I've had all that medically checked out. Everybody. It can be a sign of seizures. So yes, you should go see medical doctors. All right, don't just pretend that shit's not real. Okay, if you're having those kind of smells. You're having spiritual smells, right? You have to take time to go to a doctor. You could be having petite mouth seizures. And none of that was the case. You understand? I've had all that checked out medically. No, that's not the case. So yes, I know that I do. And usually, shortly before some activity. Now, it could have been a warning, right? And I had no way of responding because there was a male who did not provide me the proper warning. God knows the truth of that. But right, so people got people get hurt in ways that you can't see with your eyes on a daily basis. Okay, it's just true. Sure. Well, yeah, you can hurt my feelings, but I gotta be honest with you. I mean, I wouldn't try it. But when it comes to the ice hockey, it's like, oh, automatically that wall goes up. Right. I mean, I go straight wall. I don't care. You can say all kinds of. You can throw rotten food at me. I wouldn't care. I've been yeah. It's like, well, you're not gonna get into my head either. Walls up. Right. It all bounces off of me and sticks to you. We had some children. You understand who, yes, were brought into a spiritual situation that they could not handle. All right. And that is what I'm saying about the Ouija boards, everybody. They aren't necessarily harmless. It depends on where you are. You could be close to someone who can see through the veil. You could be close to a layer lead line. Okay. It is, there are certain things that are happening on earth that are of a spiritual nature. There are different types of people who can feel it, they sense it. We know. Okay. We're sensitive to the spirit. Okay. And yeah, so sometimes it's audio, sometimes it's, yeah. So, I mean, like after the fact, I talked to somebody who understood, you know, and I was very grateful for him. He would take his time on Saturday, and I couldn't afford, like, therapy at his price. So he did it for me for a little while for free and took his Saturdays times. And so, yes, I mean, it got to a point where I understood, okay, just keep going, keep getting up every day. And eventually I know some things, or I'll be reminded of some things, or things will become more clear. And they do, okay? They do. Just have to wait. And that's what I'm saying. Like, some of you jumped in ahead of me thinking you were about to win a free planet or something, and they're gone. No, they didn't go to heaven. No, they didn't go anywhere. They're just gone. I tried to stop them, but they're not in the book of life, and they're not in the book of the dead. So they will not be remembered or reincarnated or any of that crap. They're just some things that too many, too many people are getting in line, and it's unacceptable, especially in the United States of America, because after that day, I didn't forget. I did not forget. Okay? There were people actually having to make the decision whether to just continue to be burned alive or just jump from 107 stories or whatever. No way they were going to make it out alive. Those people got hurt. The people watching got hurt. The people trying to help got hurt. People all over the planet had, like, yes, from every different kind of country and everything else, had people who work there, friends, relatives, right? It didn't just hurt. It wasn't just an attack on America. So, God bless all the air traffic controllers and associated staff, because I can probably tell you that was probably the longest fucking 24 hours of their lives. And I bet you most of them didn't get sleep. Most of them probably didn't eat. Most of them probably didn't even get a chance to take a leap out of their chair that day. Okay? So I suggest there's some things that need to be removed from the internet. And I suggest it happens fast. Okay? And people aren't really, yes, ready for certain things either. That was the other thing. It's like a certain number have to be ready. Yeah, but he's always ahead of me. And unfortunately, Some of you thought you were stealing somebody's destiny. Some of you thought you were going to get your own planet. Some of you thought you were going to be a king and you're going to have a kingdom and that all these wonderful women were going to come love on you and you could have this many wives and your life would be just fantastic. I doubt that's what's happening. I tried to say, excuse me, lady, don't don't try to get ahead of me. Oh shit, Jesus. They did not use their best judgment, nor did they choose to listen to anyone who was attempting to try and help them. And yeah, uh, unfortunately, a lot of people were thinking that they made it to some nirvana, to some like place of bliss, or you got rewarded, and that is not the case. So some of us will mourn everyone who passes. Everyone who passes away gets mourned. Okay, like some of us will do a little bit of that every year. Some of us, right? Okay, I just trust God. It has nothing to do with belief. It has to do with full on trust. It's faith, but it's trust. Okay, and actually, the people who were looking around for the Higgs boson were pretty much doing it on faith. But there are laws of physics that some people, say are natural laws of physics on Earth, but some of those are not. Okay, yeah, some of the physicists, you're about ready to find out some stuff. Okay, it's a hard science until it becomes malleable again. Yeah, so I've been called all kinds of stuff and told all kinds of stuff. And I just keep walking with God, keep talking to God. Yeah, no, some of us were not mentally ill that way. We have spiritual gifts, and some over the last 10 years from 2015 to July 2025, we're being watched carefully and quietly to see if you were using your gifts for good. And that meant not your good, your personal good. It meant the good of the whole. Many of you failed. So some of you are like, oh, they're coming to take our power. And I know he's not going to let you hurt us anymore. And there are going to be some things that are going to come to light. And some are going to have to be dragged, kicking and screaming. Many of you, okay, clinging to something very ancient that was defeated. You can't rise back up. Some people are saying the old gods are no, the old gods, you understand, right, are being held responsible for all the damage, not just to the human race. But he also made angels and animals and a bunch of other stuff we don't know about. If you have to take medication and it's a part of your life or something you need to do, listen, it is okay. Okay, it's okay, and try and use either your watch or have something on you, stopwatch, whatever you like. Some people still use stopwatches. Why is it of utmost importance for everybody to use the internet? What exactly has the internet done to cure diseases or bring us closer together as people or shown us understandings that we didn't have before? I liked it better before the internet. Like some of us old enough, right? Okay. Everything went so slow. No, it didn't. I don't trust it. I don't give a shit what Elon Musk is doing. I'm like, Elon Musk. Right. Okay. I'm well educated in a variety of different ways. Human female who's got the IQ level genius. And there's no fucking way. I don't trust AI for nothing. And I don't know who allowed us to be tested on. And like, you don't use human beings to train fucking AI. So I've had no choice. This one is going to come to the end because he's not going to let that hit another generation. And yeah, do have some brothers. Yeah. Well, some of them are, yes, actually DNA genetic related to me in some ways. Okay. I was adopted though, right, on purpose. I mean, everywhere I've been moved, it has been guided by, yes, something that is very hard to explain to other people. So yeah, I don't typically do readings because that's not my purpose. You understand? And also, I do check in with readers. Yeah, card readers, whatever. Yeah, it's also because tune in and see if you chat with me to see, like, okay, you're not talking to the Holy Spirit because I'm Holy Spirit filled. So some of you, great, like, well, you might need to be pulled out of what you're doing. Like, you might, yeah, it's just too early. Okay, I am allowed to do that. I'm allowed to see if I get in tune with a certain reader, card, tarot, whatever, because I'm Holy Spirit filled. And so some of you I have handed off, so that my brothers can, take a closer look and determine how to help you. Okay? But there are people on earth who know some things. Specifically about me, but I don't ever hide. I'm not hiding from anybody. Alright? And I give a crap that there's a better understanding of certain things, so some of it needs to be removed from you and from your thinking, from, okay, if it was falsely placed there. Okay, but not everything is a big friggin' mystery. Alright, right, I don't know. I mean, I don't get paid to do this. And, nobody needs to know how old my soul is. Okay, I don't want to read my family lineage. Alright, I told God to pick the scammers against the scammers, and the spammers against the spammers. Okay, do all the work taking themselves out till you get to the one. Oh, you're the one king of the rats over here. Oh, and you're the one king or queen of the rats over here. Well, these are the two. Alright? Who are the worst of the worst of those kind. Okay? Yeah, put the spammers against the spammers and the scammers against the scammers. Let them fight it out and give each other shit and, bother each other and torture, whatever the hell you guys are doing. All right, money comes and money goes. I don't even like money, to be So, yeah, that's why. I mean, at a certain point, I'm like, walking around, I'm like, God, what? When the fuck did money enter into this? Coins, metal? I mean, isn't that like the highest of vanity to put like a picture of like Alexander the Great on metal? You're worshiping human idols. I know it was coins, and then yeah, I'm like, look, hello, hello there, my family, wherever you are. Well, I got an SOS right. It's not me. I was helping someone else. They had an SOS right now. I have one because of that. Okay? I mean, Zusty starts moving around. I don't give a shit. I will leave you hanging in the middle of a sentence and just disappear. So I'm like, all right, here I am. What are we doing? You got the lead, Zusty. What's up, man? So there may not be enough room in prisons. And some of you are like, why would you? It's not a mystery. Some of it's not a mystery. Okay, some of it isn't. You know, ancient alien terrorists. Look, think about this. Just let me say this out loud. Those hoods that look like, yeah, they could be spacesuits. Right, those could also be divers' bells. Okay, like, Atlantis did exist. Okay, and everybody associates Atlantis with water. So it's time. And so all the rest of us are getting activated. Okay? Um, some of us are reasonable, decent people. We don't want any of that crap happening to anybody. Okay? But unfortunately, some of you still doing the witchcraft way and all that. Look, okay? I'm in the United States of America, so I can't be trying to tell you stuff. But I need you to all ask around for your elders and find out. Like, right. Okay? Look at your own histories and the truth of it. There'll be some things and it's going to come out and you're going to be deeply distraught. And you'll feel like desolation. And I don't know how to change that for you. But the only thing I've got is it is possible. Still, you are running out of grace period time. Yeah, at the end of this month, 2025 is the end of your grace period. Right, to get your shit together so you're not leaving a mess for your family. Right. Well, why would anybody do that? No. Sometimes you need to destroy something that gets used as a weapon too often. Okay? I was on a certain Council 12. Okay? But I'm not anymore. I've got a few injuries and I need to tend to them. And yeah, there's others who can do that. That's not. Okay. But, so, he raises his dead in Christ first. So, but it doesn't mean the dead people like a bunch of zombies. Okay? It means a spiritual day. Okay? There's stuff in scripture that if people would please take their time and help others understand because they're not used to that terminology. Right. Some of it goes against what they've been taught. And all right. But I don't sit around watching somebody in a fucking beautiful struggle. Okay. Nah. Some of you getting kicked out. And I have horrible reactions to the fake. Like I'm allergic to it or something. But all the children born after January 1st, 2013 on the planet, yes, do have, right, they've been all gifted, yes, the Christ-like destination. So some of your kids, no matter what you taught them, no matter what the outside's saying, no matter what anybody, okay, watch them. And if they start trying to scoot away from somebody, adults get interested in that person that they are scooting away from because they can sense it. Might be in your own family. That's what I'm saying. If children born after January 1st, 2000, they also put in a correction for 9/11 for us. So all the heads of houses, male heads of houses, just say I accept the correction from the creator of all things. Nobody can steal my destiny. Okay, like there's all this crap on there. Like it's like, all right, enough. They've had enough. We've had enough. Okay, if he needs to uncreate some of you, it's gonna hurt him. Yeah, I told him I would go through it with him. So at least he wasn't alone. And I would never abandon Jesus. Okay? Eventually somebody's gonna look at this and you're all gonna be like, oh my God. She volunteered to come here and help us. And this is what we did to her. Right. Well, you've done a couple of my brothers. It doesn't surprise me. I was hoping that, but oh well. It's not just the United States. Many, many countries have, denied help from pure, innocent, helpful beings who were trying to steer you away from all your horror and calamity. Many of it she killed. And they're responsible for the deaths of many in my family. Many animals get used for war. I mean, like some of you people taking a head off one dog and sewing it on to the other. Okay, we're going to define right how far science can reach now. And some of you are going to get kicked the fuck out on your ass with nothing. And you will not be remembered. Not in infamy, not in famousness or infamousness. And Masons, your time is up. One of yours caused a whole shitload of damage that you are aware of. You owe me. I want it now, or your whole house goes down. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? I will end this entire one. You can all, who end up surviving it, call me the Earth Destroyer or whatever the fuck you're gonna call me, but point blank, creator of all things has had enough. And so have all of his. And I am not gonna let this happen to another single fucking family member of mine. So we are not going to help you humans anymore. And you will die out naturally.